What up? Before I go into relationships, I'm just going to do a little disclaimer and basically just say, like, one, my videos are not going to be edited. If I make mistakes, I make mistakes, whatever, it's reality. And none of this is scripted. I legit am just going off of the top of my head. Yes, I carry a little, well, if I don't knock that over, I carry a little journal. This thing is filled with all sorts of stuff, but none of it's scripted. Legit just going off of my stories, my life, my personal experiences. So before I go into relationships, I personally just want to say, one, I'm again not going to be editing anything. You might see bits and pieces like cut in and out. My allergies have been crazy, so I struggled through the last video because my throat and all that were killing me. So I'm gonna do my best to make it through these next videos because I really want to knock out relationships. Even though I did not want to start there, I was just like, let's get it over with. And that's only because I had to, well, I don't have to. I'm gonna say I personally wanted to share the experiences in a way where I was still respectful to the other person. Even though whatever happens with those situations, I still deal with some of these people, not on a daily basis, but like I still see them in real life. They're still tied into my family and other aspects of mutual friends. So and I don't have bad blood. Like, whatever, it happened. I grew from it, and I will be the first one to say I'm super thankful for all my exes, because each one of them took a piece of me and also changed me. So even though majority of them, actually I'm gonna say all of them, have gotten the better part of me to better themselves, I can look back and know and reflect on the relationships and know that I gave it my all and I wasn't the problem. I'm not perfect, but as I go through the situations and relationships, like, I dealt with a lot, I put up with a lot, tolerated so much, patience. Oh, look at that pretty dove. Sorry, it like legit just flew. Threw me off. I really just want to be respectful because I pretty much look at myself first. Like, how can I leave a mark on this relationship? If something was to go wrong, did I try my best? Did I do everything I possibly could do before just walking away from a situation? Even when I was in pain and hurting and putting myself through so much by getting wrapped up in all the different situations and managing to get myself out of them. Some of the situations I'm like, why did you deal with that? Or how the hell did you get out of that? So there's so many different aspects of my life. All right, I had to move. The pool pump turned on. So anyways, back to what I was saying is a lot of these situations, actually even my own family doesn't even know. And the reason behind that is because, one, I personally never brought people into my relationships when it came to turmoil and things like that. And that's because, one, I do not like drama or confrontation. And if there's an issue between me and whoever I'm talking to or dating, then personally, I don't like to bring other people into that. And that's only because, especially my family or my parents, and that's because, so say we're fighting that one day and then maybe a couple hours later, or even the next day, we kiss and make up. Now you just look stupid. Oh, you went on Facebook and Twitter and whatever, blah, 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 my boyfriend's this and that, and he's calling him every name in the book or putting all your business on social media. Like, that's not cute. Personally, that's what I feel personally. It just shows your level of maturity, the pettiness. You just ultimately, at the end of the day, look kind of stupid. Because I'm not going to judge you if you do that, but I'm just saying, you pretty much just, then you go back to the person and then you're like posting the next day, oh, I'm all booed up, or you're on vacation, whatever. It's just like, really? Like, you were just fighting. Whatever your situation may be, that's between y'all. So I don't get people involved in mine because, one, other people judge, and other people don't see and don't know like the stuff you guys deal with on a daily basis and don't know all the details. So when you tell them, they're automatically, one, going to protect the person they love. So especially if you're parents, like, they're automatically going to protect you. You are their child, and that's just automatic. No different than any other situations. If somebody is talking bad about your kid or your parents or anyone in your family or close best friend, whatever, you're automatically going to go to defense for that person. So for me, I try to get somebody who has no personal attachments to me or the other party, or someone I know that I can trust that's going to keep it real and be like, no, like, you're wrong. Everybody needs one or a couple of those types of people in their life, because that's the only way you grow. And if somebody's not being open-minded, you need to have that somebody you could go to look at things from other perspectives. And sometimes you are wrong, you're not always going to be right, and that's okay. You're growing, you're learning from your mistakes, you're learning from each situation and just making yourself better. So that's another reason why I don't get my family involved, or never got my family involved, or shared these stories. Maybe after the breakups they know bits and pieces, but that's only because they heard it through somebody else. But yeah, it's just crazy to me how everything goes straight to social media when it comes to relationships. Me, I'm super private. I don't like people in my business, and I don't put it out there. And it's not to keep it a secret. It's just like, I have to know it's for sure something that, well, I've learned social media is the first person to snitch you out. Thank you, social media. Guys be getting caught up all the time. But anyways, disclaimer, keep it classy. Another reason why, and I will also, as each situation unfolds, I will explain why I never told family or certain people this and that. And one, really, it's because it's my business. I don't like people in it. Another reason is because you have to go through it yourself to fully see the lesson behind it. And I believe in pain being your greatest experience. So everything that you go through, you need to feel those emotions, and you need to go through it alone. Like, you put yourself in that situation, you made that decision, and you continue to put yourself in that situation. So for me, it was my choice, my free will to put up with it, and it was my job to get myself out of it. It wasn't anybody else's fault or business to come and try to save me out of it. Like, at the end of the day, it's between those two people, and it's your responsibility as a relationship or as a couple in that relationship to say, either this is working out or this isn't going to work out. Here's my boundaries, here's your boundaries. Can we meet in the middle? If not, go our separate ways. Yeah, there's heartbreak involved and whatnot, but I mean, are you gonna die? No, you're gonna get over it. You're gonna move forward. You're gonna grow from it. Yeah, you might have a couple of crappy months where you might feel sadness, depression, anxiety, go through all the emotions, but you need that. And that will help you move forward and really see the relationship for what it was, and it will allow you to open your eyes, versus when you're caught up in it, you're so blind and oblivious to everything, or you just like, oh, I'm gonna tolerate it, just because you're scared to be alone, or because social media has the couple goals and you think that you have to be in a relationship and this and that because everybody's doing it, and society makes you think that you need somebody. Daddy lesson. I grew up learning to, one, not need a man. My dad taught us to not rely on a man, work for everything that we had. So I had a strong father figure in my life, as well as a strong mom who, they were always there, and loved us unconditionally. So for me, I saw things from a greater perspective because I had both my parents in my life, which I'm very blessed, and I couldn't be more thankful, because now dealing with my baby dad and her dad not being in her life, it really even opens my eyes even more to say, okay, how do I handle this and how do I handle that, and really teach myself. And thankfully I have my dad, and he played a strong role in my life and still does till this day, with helping me with her, as well as my mom, and my family. So I am very blessed for that, because some people don't have their family and don't have parents, and me, I was very blessed to grow up with a big family, and so I mean, I seen it all, and was exposed to a lot at such a young age. But my parents always protected us from those situations, and it was up to us to make our own judgment. And they told us stories, but they weren't like, oh, you need to think this about that person, and oh, you can't see them, or you can't have a relationship with them. So that's another thing that also played a huge role in my life, is they allowed us to figure things out on our own. They never got involved with relationships. Yeah, we could vent to them, they would give us advice, but they never physically got involved, because I mean, to them it was, you guys need to figure it out, like, leave us. Relationships, let's talk about love.